For this next section, 8.6, we're going to be using integral tables. And I know I've mentioned this in passing before, but for this video, I'm going to actually have the integral tables side by side with the notes because we're going to use them so extensively. And you can find that table in the Start Here module. If you scroll down to where it says Formula and Reference Sheets, at the very bottom it says Table of Integrals, and that's what we're going to be using. So there's 6 pages of formulas here. Thankfully, they are broken out by type. You have your basic ones and then forms involving ax plus b and so on. That will be helpful in determining which formula you're going to need, but sometimes it still does take a minute or so to find exactly which one you need to be using. For the examples I'm going to do today, the first 3 examples specifically, there are formulas that match them exactly. Sometimes you might need to do a U substitution, or especially if it's using some trig functions, you might have to use some trig identities before you can go to the integral table, and I'll do an example of each of those cases in other videos actually. But I want to start here with these very straightforward ones. The first example asks us to integrate, excuse me, dx over x times the square root of x minus 3, and that happens to use formula 29, part B. So here you can see dx over x times the square root of ax minus b. So in our case, the a is going to be a 1 and the b is a 3. So again, we're using this formula 29b. And the value of a is 1, the value of b is 3. Once we've identified that, we can go straight to what it has on the right-hand side of the equals. It's going to be 2 over the square root of b, so 2 over the square root of 3, inverse tangent, then it's the square root of ax minus b, so that's just going to be x minus 3, over b, that's another 3, plus c. And that one is done. Very quick. So moving to the second one here, we're asked to integrate x times the square root of 4x minus x squared dx. So this one takes a little bit more searching through this table. It's going to end up using number 124. And you can see here it says forms involving the square root of 2ax minus x squared. And we are going to be, again, at number 124. So here's the x, our 2ax, that matches up with the 4x in our problem, minus x squared. So in this case, the a is going to equal 2. So this one is number 124 with a equals 2. So once we have that identified, we can go right here and just write out the answer. So it's going to be x plus 2 times 2x minus 3 times a, so that'll be minus 6. And then we've got the square root of 2ax, that's going to be 4x minus x squared, all over 6, plus a cubed is going to be 8, because 2 cubed is 8, over 2, inverse sine of x minus a over a, so that's going to be x minus 2 over 2, and all of that plus c. Now this one, I will go one more step. I'm going to clean it up a tiny bit, and very obviously 8 divided by 2 is going to become a 4. But also here in the first term, the 2x minus 6, I'm not going to rewrite it, the whole thing, but the 2x minus 6 specifically is the same thing as 2 times x minus 3. And then that 2 that was pulled out, I can cancel here with the 6. So that first term will become x plus 2 times x minus 3 times that radical. And once I cancel the 2 with the 6, this becomes the 3. So there's the first term cleaned up. Again, the second term just dividing, we get a 4 inverse sine of x minus 2 over 2 plus c. And that one is good. Now we have one more here. It says sine 3x cosine 2x dx. So again, I'm going to go back to my table. And we're going to look for some formulas that have to do with trigonometry, and we are here. Now, there's a couple that say sine, cosine. Just make sure you don't go to number 70. That's where you've got sine ax, cosine ax. So basically the number here would be the same. That's not the one we want. We actually want number 69, part A. So we've got sine ax, cosine bx, dx. That's us. So we're going to use 69a with a equals 3 and b equals 2. So we've got negative, and then it's going to be cosine of the sum of those two numbers. So that's going to be cosine of 5x over twice the sum, so 2 times 5 is 10, minus cosine, and then we're going to subtract the two numbers, so 3 minus 2 is a 1, so cosine 1x, or just cosine x. And then again, twice the difference here, so 2 times 1 is 2, plus c. And that is done.